Miguel here with Check This Gadget, coming to give you my impressions on HTC Flyer. Had it for a few days now, and I just want to give you my quick impressions that I have on it. So my initial very first impression when I finally opened the box, got it up and running, was this is a big phone. Just looking through it, you can see you're familiar with the apps from HTC Sense. This is Sense 3.0, so it's a new Sense. You'll notice here, like with this calendar, usually on the phone it'd just be this portion here, but as you can see, since they made some of their apps tablet optimized, so this is one of the widgets where you have your upcoming events down there. And as you notice, the applications, the widgets take up the whole screen, which in portrait mode, I wish you didn't. And if you just saw that, that was another thing I was going to come to. For whatever reason, it makes that, it has, when it's changing the videos, it has like a little stutter speech, or, sometimes the words get bigger and then get back small. So I'm not sure if it must be some type of glitch, but getting back to what I was talking about with the widgets, as you see, they take up the whole screen. And sometimes I wish it wouldn't. Like, I wish, I can make this smaller, have some more widgets there. And then, like, icons, if I didn't have that there, I'd be able to feel like a total of 8. Just like on a phone. When you think it's big as a tablet, you maybe feel like at least 5. But the reason I see HTC did that is because it makes everything work when you have it in landscape. So when you turn the landscape, you see everything fits nicely on here and everything works out. That's why it works so good in landscape and portrait. So I see why they did that, but it just helps to the overall effect that it's a big phone. And you can really see it with this. Now here's my Galaxy S4G. You can see the power control. You can see, I don't know if you can tell, but in person, this is definitely just an oversized version of this. And it's a lot of that with the apps. You're not getting the tablet, when you go to the market, you're not getting the tablet market. You're getting the mobile market. And so a lot of the apps are oversized. Now, the ones that are optimized is, the camera, the calendar, the HTC's Mail app, not the Gmail app. The Gmail app is basically a stretched out big version of, how Gmail will be on your phone. But the Mail app is actually HTC's own optimized for the tablet. So, like with the calendar and with the gallery, and with friend stream, and with the mail, they have the dual panel set. I think that's all the apps that have dual panel set for. So you have that option there. Let me see. Turn on this ISO. Try to get you to see the wording better. So, HTC has worked on making some of their apps, ready for the tablet, but, still it's overall a big phone. A big mobile, like a big phone, like how the Galaxy Tab was. But the thing with the Galaxy Tab is, okay, when those stretched up, it looked more close to the phone, like, it's just like an oversized phone on the Galaxy Tab. On here, it's more like it's a phone OS, but you can see it's just straight. It just looks different because, of course, this has a higher resolution than the Galaxy Tab. So, for example, let's go into the YouTube app. They didn't have a tablet version for the YouTube, which I wish they would have. So, basically, it's just a big version of the mobile app, as you can see. Same thing with, all the other apps. So just let me show you how Facebook's looks. As you see there, it's just a big version of the mobile app. No, it's not a different version, just to show you, in landscape, it's just the same thing. So it's just a big version of the Facebook app, basically. So that's a downside of it, with it being $4.99, and it's supposed to be getting, it says it's going to get honeycomb, but being that Google pretty much said they're not releasing the code, and if it's not coming out with honeycomb, then it's probably not going to get it. The reason they're not releasing the code is pretty much because, from what I read, it's not really optimized to work with 7-inch tabs. So who knows when the Flyer will get honeycomb? So you buy it with the idea that you might be stuck with this mobile OS for a while, which is not necessarily bad. Honeycomb has its issues. It's not fully done yet. Not that many tablet apps. I mean, even though these are over, if you go and look at the apps, they're going to be oversized phone apps. I mean, so you have access to a bunch of different apps. So, just showing you some apps, how they look. Like the CNN app, oversized phone app, but, it works fine. So, that's the thing with it. It works fine. And then, some apps that's not, haven't been optimized for tablets or things like that are going to look weird. Like the to-do list app, which is my favorite to-do list. See how it looks. And so just to show you how it has that space, it cuts it off. So, apps that's not ready for tablets, you want to look there, but they all scale up. Only app that there's a few apps that never did work they always scale up on the Galaxy tab, which also doesn't scale up on here. Like the Engadget app doesn't scale up, but it didn't scale up on the Galaxy tab either. I know New York Times is another one. So just be aware that when you get this, you're gonna be, just aware that you will probably be dealing with the mobile OS for a while. They keep on saying, the Evo View 4G, which is basically this version, 4G version, will be coming out with honeycomb, and then take it down and say the latest version. Really, all you can do is wait and see. I mean, I hope that HTC will roll out the honeycomb to this soon, but I'm just not sure if that's going to be the case, considering Google, pretty much made it for like 10-inch devices. So, it's kind of like a waiting game, but I think for what this does, especially with the pen, that you can overlook it not having honeycomb. Like I said, you got way more access to a whole bunch more apps. And the form factor is great. Like, 7 inches is a great portable form factor. 10 inches is way too much to take around. 9.7 is too much to take around. I was going to wait for the 8.9 Galaxy Tab, but still, that's not that much smaller. The 7-inch fits great in my bag. This is great for females, like myself. So, this is what I like. I like the 7 inches. It's good for, females and guys who, just want to carry something lighter around, stick it in their pocket, whatever. So, the 7-inch device has its market. And I would definitely say this is the best 7-inch on the market right now. Now it's a little on the hefty side when I pick this up and pick up my iPad 2. My iPad 2 feels just a hair lighter. Not exactly sure how much grams each one weighs, but my iPad 2 feels a hair lighter, and being that they feel the same weight, this all being in the 7-inch, definitely a solid design. Got a solid feel to it. So yeah. It's a little hefty for me, but some people might like that solid design. The reason I'm saying it's hefty for me because picking up the BlackBerry Playbook is extremely light. So that's my thing on that. Just got the market up here. Want to show you that you will be looking at the mobile market. Let me see what else I want to talk about in this video. Oh, let me go over some of the hardware things. I haven't really tested out the camera. I don't really care too much about the camera. I just use my phone. Or if I was to use, I know it's basically like a phone camera. HTC is not known for making good cameras, so I'm gonna turn up the ISO here again. So I'm not tripping off of a camera, how good it is. Issues I do have are the speakers housing on one side. I don't like that because it's not good for a well-balanced stereo. Like the idea is to have it like this, but they should have had speakers on this other side too. Also, with it being positioned on the back, like I was looking at videos while laying in the bed, and it's getting a little muffled there. So I I think the speaker placement could have been a little better. And then also, this little white back is not the easiest thing to get off. Now, I admit, I didn't read the little insert they added in the box, but from another video, someone's trying to get off and they like, I think he's like scratched the plastic or dented it or something. So, you know, it's not the easiest little plastic to get off, but, you know, that's what it is. I didn't talk too much about the pen, but yeah, the pen is good. Like I said, great for drawing, great for, you know, random note taking. Don't expect to be writing like pen and paper in here, like full books. Take a look at my scribe test, the pen test that I did with the capacitive stylus, and you'll see as far as that. But it definitely has its place as far as, you know, being good for PDFs and stuff like that. So, for example, this would be good for people that are into acting, things like that. So I got a script here. Turn down the eyes so you can see a little better. So for example, I have a script here, as you can see. So this is good for, say, you know, you're a character, you want to highlight all your parts. Be good for that. Good for a director or someone else that has to do with the script. If you need to write, you know, notes, you want to make sure you change this later. So definitely good for that, and that's a definite reason why I will be keeping this tablet. Because on this fact right here alone is why I will be keeping the tablet. So that's my first impressions. Make sure you check back for the pros and cons video. Going to go a lot more to, you know, stuff. So check back.